wouldn't speak English to somebody who doesn't have a good understanding of English and expect 100% comprehension or understanding. You wouldn't use sign language with a blind person and expect them to understand. And you definitely wouldn't speak to someone who's deaf without sign language. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the challenge we're going to discuss today, because that is, how do you communicate with your team? How do you communicate with your team? If you want understanding, you can't communicate in a language that they don't understand with. And that is a mistake we are making. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Jono, Fitzy, Frosty. How is everybody this morning? I'm coming to you live from Perth. That is Optus Stadium over my shoulder. There's a little swimming pool there that I shan't be diving in because it's only about 10 degrees here in Perth, which is freezing. Good morning, Susan. Great having you on board as always. Ladies and gentlemen, I am over here in Western Australia, heading back to New South Wales, back to home this afternoon. Been over here working with a team, and I'll give them a big shout out in a minute. But I got in very late last night to Perth and did some work when I got in. And so my question of the day is this. It's back. Question of the day is this. How many hours sleep did you get last night? Put it in the comments below. How many hours sleep did you get last night? By the time I got home, I back to my hotel room and did some work, turned out the light. I think I ended up with about 5 hours sleep because, of course, it's only 6 a.m. here in WA. So I only got about 5 hours sleep, which is not enough for me. And it's interesting, I've been doing some work with a personal trainer on one of our PT round tables, and he was telling me, if you are not getting 7 to 8 hours sleep, you are sabotaging the chance of ever improving your health. He said you need that 7 to 8 hours. Matty Fletcher, good morning. Tick the box of 8 hours. Congratulations, Steve Hobart, 7. Sean is telling me that I need 7 to 8 hours sleep every day if I want to improve. So, how many hours sleep did you get? In the comments below? That is question of the day. I'll say it a few more times. How many hours sleep did you get last night? In the comments below. Sean Lestrange, good morning. James Infantino, good morning. We are going off this morning, coming to you live from Perth to talk all things communication. In fact, I'm going to give you 2 hows on how to communicate. 2 hours on how to communicate. James, 10 hours of sleep? My goodness, you are one lucky man. Sean Lestrange, 7 hours. Nikki Williams, 7 hours and 28 minutes. Frosty, sick kids, you need 7 to 8, but I didn't get it. Carol, morning, WA, it's 6 a.m. over here, Carol. I'm up here with you. Alan Leach, just about to get my 8 hours. Of course, Alan Leach is watching live in Ireland. So let's talk. A couple of shout-outs first. Got a big shout-out to the Life and Soul and the F45 team that I've just been working with over the last 2.5 days. Congratulations, Cindy, Pete and Tom, the senior team of those 2 groups, and everybody that made the effort to get along. We had an awesome time talking all about leadership. We had an awesome time drilling down on how to do a Facebook Live. We had an awesome time talking about communication with the organisation. We had an awesome time talking about accountability and goal setting. It was bloody fantastic. And if you have a look at my newsfeed, you'll see yesterday we did some yoga on the beach at 6 a.m. as the sun was coming up, which was just terrific. Another shout out. Morning, Lance, Braxy. Big shout out to Brian O'Rourke. Brian O'Rourke has done an amazing video for us promoting, and he is speaking at the Fitness Industry Technology Summit here in Australia on July 25 and 26. Brian, thank you so much for that video. That is awesome. If you are in the fitness industry and you are not coming to the Fitness Industry Technology Summit, I don't know why you wouldn't be, but register now. So just put FITS, F-I-T-S in the comments. I will send you the link so you can find out about the conference. It is the first one in Australia and it is going to rock the house. We confirmed another speaker this week, and as you saw, Brian is also speaking at the event. So please get along to it if you're in the fitness industry. Put FITS in the comment below and I'll send you the link so you can find out all about the Fitness Industry Technology Summit. All right, let's talk about the content today, which is communication. Let's talk about the 2 hows on how to communicate with your team. All right, now before we do this though, what I need to do is I need you to understand that what I am going to share is time consuming. What I'm going to share is not a simple one shoe fits all. It is not one shoe fits all. It is personalizing your communication to your team. Personalizing your communication to all your team. That is the key, ladies and gentlemen. So this takes time, but if you want understanding, if you want comprehension, and then you want action from your people, they have to understand the message you are delivering. So the first how of communicating to your team, the first how is, what mode of communication do you use with your team? What mode of communication do you use with your team? In the day and age that we now live, there are a whole bunch of people out there that are quite happy to be communicated to by text message. By text is the way they want to be communicated to. So you can quite simply text them the message, they'll get it, and they'll get on to doing stuff. They'll get their understanding. I am not a big texter. It shits me texting. I'm happy to do short, sharp text, but when someone asks me a question and then I've got to reply by a text, it just doesn't go with my communication style. I don't understand why you just don't pick up the frickin' phone and call me, especially if you want an answer that's longer than maybe a sentence. So there's a mismatch in the communication. When someone asks me a question and it's a long answer, I now have to pick up the phone and call. Why didn't they? But they want to talk in text. So the mode is important. Some people like to email. Some people like the phone call. Some people, believe it or not, like the old-fashioned face-to-face meeting. Who would have thunk? Who would have thought a face-to-face meeting might improve communication for some people? But they do. And after 2.5 days with a leadership team, 2.5 days with a leadership team, I saw yet again the power, the profound power of a face-to-face meeting with people. You cannot beat face-to-face, but it may not be possible. But if you want your message across, maybe that is the way to go, a face-to-face meeting. So let's think about all those modes of communication again. We've got a face-to-face meeting. We've got video like this. We've got a video message. We've got a text message. We've got email. We've got smoke signals. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, we've got ravens. What is the mode of communication your team want from you? And individualize it, because each person will be different. Each person will be different. What mode of communication are you going to do? Because this is the first way to get your message across to your team. The how number two is Emma Barry. Good morning. Where are you, Emma? Where in the world are you at the moment, Emma Barry? The how number 2 is the language that we use. The language that we use will determine whether our team understand what we are saying and then do what we are saying. All right, what do I mean by the language that we use? Let me start by giving an example that I heard at this training that I've just conducted. The person sending the message to the team got a reply from one of the team members with an emoji of two hands in the air, you know, the high 10, the double high fives. That was the response to the message. And he asked at the meeting, he said, I don't know what that means. Does that mean you read the message and you're just saying, yes, I read the message? Does it mean you understand the message? He said, I just don't get it. I don't get what you mean. And so there is a mismatch in communication. One person speaking in emojis, one person writing content. And emojis are great. We use them all the time, but it doesn't necessarily tell me that you understand the message or that you're going to act. The other side of the message is this. How do I, who is receiving the message, think? How do I operate? What is my style? And we often talk about disc profiling in behavior styles. Now, if you're not sure what disc profiling is, put disc, D-I-S-C, in the comments below. I will send you a link to a handout and you can download that and get a good understanding of A, who you are, disc profile, and B, how to communicate with people based on their profile. But this is a really important thing. So, the owner of a business may well be a D personality. So they like short, sharp information. And if you send a waffly email, they will get lost. If you are speaking face to face with someone who is a D personality and you're not giving them the bullet points of the information, but you're filling the content, the communication full of stories, you will lose that D personality. They're not focused. If, however, you're sitting with an I personality, or better still, an S personality, those stories will rock their world, and that will simply aid and inspire them and the message that you're trying to give. You see, we are all built differently, and the way we communicate with each other is based on usually how we like to be communicated to. So I remember when I was a club owner, I could sit down with someone who wasn't performing and I could sit down and say, you are not performing in this area, dot, and dot. Now get it fixed. Now that was because I was a high D personality. If they are a C personality, that's going to put them into their shell. If they're an I personality, they could well break down in tears. And I don't understand why. It's because I'm not speaking to them in the language that they want. If that makes sense to you right now, give me a love heart. Hit me up with a love heart right now, whether you're watching live or on replay. If you understand what I mean about speaking in the language that matches the person that is listening to you. This is the most critical method in ensuring action occurs. Ladies and gentlemen, as leaders, we get frustrated when our team don't do what we want them to do. Let's stop and wonder why they don't. And my guess is they don't understand. And they don't understand because you haven't spoken to them in the language that they understand. You've spoken in Chinese to an English person. You've spoken in gobbledygook and they just don't get it. So if you want some more information on DISC, I'm happy to send you some info. Put DISC in the comments below, and I'm happy to send you some information. I'll probably send it to you on Monday. I won't get it done to you today, but I'll send it to you on Monday. So DISC. So let's just go through that as a summary again, very quickly. Number one is the mode in which you communicate will get your message across. Is it a face-to-face? Is it text? Is it email? What is it? Is it a video message? What is your way to get your message across? That is the first how. The second how is the language that you use will have an impact on the comprehension, the understanding that your team member has of your message. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want action from your people, they have to understand. This means, as the leader, it is your responsibility to shape your communication. It is your responsibility to shape your communication. Yes, it takes time. Yes, you have to personalize it, but the end result will lead to actions occurring faster and with greater clarity. Does that make sense? Give me a love heart right now. And if you think also that you know anybody on the planet that could benefit from improving their communication or understanding the two hows of communication, please tag them in the comments below. I'd be really grateful, very grateful if you share the show with anybody who you think could benefit from understanding the two hows of communication. What's on next week for me, I hear you ask? What are you up to next week, JT? Next week is all about the Fitness Industry Technology Summit. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I am ripping into that. I'm going to be talking to sponsors. I'm going to be finalising all of our speakers, and I'm going to be selling tickets. So if you're in the fitness industry and you're not coming, expect a call, expect a message, expect a text message, expect a face-to-face meeting, whatever mode of communication you like. I'm coming to you next week to get you to get along to the Fitness Industry Tech Summit. Thursday is a full day of coaching with clients, and Friday I'm working with a brand new client where we're going to be talking about experiences in his boutique studios. Can't wait, super pumped to head along and work with a brand new client next Friday. Now that client, we kick off at 8:30, so I'm going to be coming to you live next week from a very interesting venue. Can't tell you where it is, but it's going to be cool. You'll love it. It'll be awesome. So same time next week will be JTInTheRaw. All right, what have we? That's my week. Remember, this week I've given you 3 takeaways. Oh, I forgot. 3 takeaways. Number 1 takeaway is if you don't know what the Fitness Industry Technology Summit is, put FITS in the comments. I'll send you the link. If you want information on DISC, I will send you information on DISC. Put DISC. For those that are just joining the show, the question of the day also is, how many hours sleep did you get last night? Put that in the comments. How many hours sleep did you get last night? Because sleep will determine your success today. How much sleep you got will determine how well you can make decisions. It will determine probably how well you can communicate, and it will determine what is happening to you and your body. So, ladies and gents, there's a few people putting 8 hours. I'm so jealous. I wish I got that. What did we talk about today? Today was real simple. We talked about the two hows. Hows, which is what mode of communication do we use, and hows is what language do we use? If we want our team to act, if we want our team to take their thoughts into actions, what we want them to do, we have to change our mode of communication to match our stakeholder, the person we're talking to, and we also have to change the language that we use to match them. It is our responsibility, which brings me to quote of the week. And can you guys who have been meditating this morning and doing 9 hours sleep stop bragging? I'm so proud of you guys. Well done. Congratulations. That is bloody fantastic. Quote of the week. You know I love to finish with this. Here it is. As a leader, it is your responsibility to shape your communication for understanding. As a leader, it is your responsibility to shape your communication for understanding. If you like that, give me a love heart. Thanks, Susan, for that love heart of quote of the week. Let me say that one more time. As a leader, it is your responsibility to shape your communication for understanding. It's not the receiver's, it's yours. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been tuned into JTInTheRaw, show 145. Jack Bury has just come on board. Mate, good luck tomorrow with Ladies' Day. Big day at North's Rugby Club tomorrow. We take on Sydney Uni. If you are in Sydney, you like rugby, get down to North Sydney Oval for a cracking day of rugby tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been tuned to JTInTheRaw, show 145. If you know anyone that could benefit from improving their communication, please tag her in the comments below. We are on same time next week. I will catch you on the flip side.